Yes, very nice. Here I am. I don't have jewelry, but
Yeah,
I hide my bad hair with a hat.
good. You look cute.
Okay. Okay. Shall we begin? Ready?
Yes.
Okay. I love that necklace, by the way. It's
Thank you. Thank you. I got it at Karashimi Quay.
hmm,
Her name is, well, her brand name is Atomic Armor,
hmm.
and the lady's so sweet.
Okay, very cool. Okay, here we go. Dear Tracy, I had an opportunity to do one belly dancing class with you. As some of our viewers know, I'm originally from Turkey. I was born there, then I moved over here, and belly dancing is quite popular over there too. I used to belly dance a lot when I was younger. Not
Oh,
professionally, but I enjoyed belly dancing. And I did one of your classes and I really enjoyed it. It's a little far from me, so I couldn't come too often, but I really loved it. And I know you had some belly dancing competitions going on. So without further ado, please introduce yourself, what do you do, and what have you been up to lately?
yes. Well, first of all, obviously, I want to say thank you so much for the invitation. I know that we planned this a while ago when you came to my workshop. So I was really, really looking forward to this. And what an honor to have a Middle Eastern in my class because I am not from the Middle East. I am Mexican. And so, just like you said, I've been a belly dancer. And of course, I have my stage name, Tracy Raj. And I've been belly dancing for 21 years. So I started when I was 17 and teaching. I've been teaching for 15 years. And so during the time that I was in Mexico, I was very, very lucky to host many belly dancers, such as Sonia Ochoa, and I mean the list is endless. And now that I'm here, I wanted to continue hosting teachers. And in fact, last week was my very first festival, belly dance festival here called Rexia. And so yes, that's what I love to do, and I truly hope I can continue doing this for the rest of my life.
Very good. And as you know, our project is called Searching for Goodness. How can we find and spread goodness? I'm going to ask next. But before I say that, you said you're Mexican, and that's a lot of music and dance culture too. And actually, Turkish and Mexican cultures are in many ways similar. We all love food and music and dancing, and we're
Yes,
warm-blooded people. And my family also has roots like back in Spain and Italy. So I
hmm,
think through that I feel a connection to Latino
yes,
culture.
yes, and like for example, families first, and that sense of community. So yes, I've heard that before that we're kind of similar. So that's why we get along so well and we party so well together.
Okay,
So
tell me about your goodness side. And that's like a little bit of my point of this show, to
mhm,
show like how we're different but our common points. And when people come
exactly,
together and dance and sing and eat good food, like everyone's happy, everyone gets along. So
exactly.
that's what I'm trying to bring awareness to, focus on things that we're close to, because to me, goodness is also loving one another. And to love
Yes.
one another, we need to see how similar we are, right?
Exactly. So to me, searching for goodness and how we spread goodness, many people think about spreading goodness and love like monetary. But I wanted to emphasize that sometimes it's more important to be there for someone, such as keeping company or listening to someone. It doesn't necessarily have to be related to money, right? So it's all about connecting with other people. What I think it's really spreading goodness.
Yes. And one of the topics I had here, what is your understanding concur with love?
Okay, so I also, besides my dance career, I've also worked in customer service, and some of the most horrible people I've encountered have been through customer service. So it has taught me the psychology that sometimes people who are upset, who are mean to other people. Sometimes they just want to be listened to. So that's where I try to like conquer with kindness or kill them with kindness. That you know what, let's calm down, let's listen to what the problem is and see how I can assist you. So that has been like in my job, but also in everyday life I try to apply it. And yes, I mean, I think we all crave that. I go once again to the connection, but we all want to be heard of, and we all want to be acknowledged. So that you can, my mom told me that my mom has always said this. I'm just gonna try to translate it from Spanish to English because it doesn't have like a literal translation. But she basically says people are going to respond on the way you talk to them, right? So if you talk to them with kindness, most likely they're going to respond and lower their anger level. So I really try to apply that, and I want to give credit to my mom for that.
Very good. That's good advice. Kill them with your kindness is a really good advice. And I also have a customer service background too.
Oh,
hmm
interesting.
You learn a lot how to deal with
Yes,
difficult situations and people. I mean,
yes,
they can yell and curse at us, but we can't do that back. So you kind of have
exactly.
to learn to deal with people with more kindness.
Yes,
And I
that's a
witness
good
whenever
point.
people react with anger and whenever people like go that way, then people don't want to even serve them and they end up like
Exactly.
having to wait much longer.
Yeah.
Um, and what do you think? It's not in my questions, a little surprise, secret menu question came up to my mind.
Mhm.
So what do you think, how is it like having a day job and having to balance your passion and dream? Because I'm doing the same thing. I have a day job and I'm trying to
Yes.
balance my filmmaking and storytelling career. How
Mhm.
is it working for you? You're a dancer too, and we live
Yes.
in California, pretty expensive city. The whole
Yeah.
world is expensive these days, but it's relatively considered a more expensive state. So we have to do this. So what do you think about that balance?
Yeah, so my parents, both of my parents are artists. My mom used to be a professional singer, and my dad used to be I mean, he's still a professional wood carver. And so I grew up amongst artists. And so me being an adult is like, I think I need stable income. So whenever I've tried to just dance, yes, it's fun. You have all the time in the world, but as an artist, you never know when the money's gonna come in. And I'm one of the I am a person that I need my stability. So even if my husband works and everything is fine, I really, really need to have my stable income and my job. Now regarding
Mm,
balancing it out, we don't have kids. That helps a lot because if we had kids, I don't think I would be doing the festival and this and that and traveling. Now, at the moment, I'm very, very lucky as well that number one, I have a very supportive husband who, he loves that I belly dance and he's always supporting me. I don't know if you met him
I
when,
think so. I think he was in your class too. I mean, at the
yeah.
end of it, maybe he came.
Mhm.
Mm,
So that's one thing. And another thing is that right now I work at a company, and my supervisor, she is so nice. And the company has unlimited pay time off. Yes, that's true. I couldn't believe it.
mm,
So, for example, for the festival, I had to take, well, I didn't have to, but I wanted to take Friday off and Monday just so that I could truly focus.
yeah.
But other than that, before the festival, as soon as I would log off from my work, I would just have a little bite, just some snack, and then log into my computer and emails and everything I needed to do for the festival. So essentially, I have two jobs, but it's all possible because we don't have kids, because it would just be impossible. Yeah.
That's true. I mean, these days, very hard to manage all that on top of it. Having a kid is very difficult. But
Yes.
you still seem young, so I hope if you do that something you want, it can happen.
Yes.
Let's move on to the next topic. How would you interpret blessed are the peacemakers? Why is peace in the world so important and how can we accomplish it?
Yes. Okay. So that question ties with my, I would say mostly with my spiritual beliefs.
Mhm.
I'm Catholic. I was born and raised Catholic. And for a while, I did question all that. But the more I question things, I kind of grew even more into being a follower of Christ. Now, I'm not trying to preach, I'm just talking from my own experience. And whenever I've gotten into like very anxious um, phases of my life, I always go back to my spirituality. And for example, there obviously I'm not going to say names or anything, but situations in which other people have done me wrong, and instead of fighting or me saying the truth about that person, um, I would just pray and pray and pray, because we cannot go about going eye for an eye. We would just kill each other. Nobody would be alive. Um, and it was really nice that you said, blessed are the peacemakers, because we need to bless them. We need to protect them. All the people fighting for injustice, we really need them because, I mean, throughout history, yes, there's been wars. Yes, there's been so many things. And you would think that nowadays, with technology, the civilization that we have, you would think or you would hope that there would be no more wars. But there are still some. Um, so blessed are the peacemakers trying to go into politics and make sure that we can prevent at some point. So we need them, bless them.
Very good. Yeah, that's one of the biggest problems in the world right now. Definitely, we
Yes,
need more peace. We need more
yes.
peace.
Like if we could
And
just
it's similar to actually what you said earlier too. I mean, in a way, just like what you talked about customer service, like if people really, instead of just being hostile to one another, try to understand each other and find a common ground and come to
yes,
an agreement, everything would have been different.
yes.
And our documentary series also focuses on environmental issues, you know, global warming, climate change, and how can we be more environmentally friendly to preserve the world and extend the life on Earth. What's your thoughts on that?
Okay, so I think I want to say that I contribute by as minimum as recycling. And yeah, it may not seem like a whole lot, but for example, in Mexico, my dear beautiful Mexico, sometimes the sewage, the where the water goes, I can't remember the word right now. Sometimes it floods, and that's because there's trash. So it's like if we could do tiny little things, such as picking up the trash after you, recycling, multiplied by the millions of people that we are, I really think it would make a difference. But the problem is that some people are doing what is best and some others are not. So that is where it balances out, but we could be better. But yes, I am all about, as much as possible, recycling and carpooling and things like that. Um, I cannot say more because I used to be a vegan. However, that was not personally good for me. I know that some people are better being a vegetarian or vegan. It was not for me. In fact, my doctor told me that I couldn't do that. So that's one area where I'm like, ooh, I wish I could go back to that, but it just that diet doesn't work for me. Um, and I can't think of anything else at the moment, but I don't own a private plane, things like that.
Yeah, like you said, little things add up. Every little thing
Yes.
we can do. Like we try to do recycling at home. I try to
Mhm.
go for environmental products. I
Yes.
should also admit I'm not a vegan yet. But, I think maybe it's a good path, although I have debatable questions in my head, which I will address down the road more.
Mhm. I guess I could add that, for example, I try not to buy too many clothes
Hmm.
because of I saw this documentary where the fashion industry pollutes the world a lot. Like it's just like season after season. And whenever I don't want something, instead of just throwing it in the trash, I'll try to take it to the thrift store and hopefully it has a second life.
Hmm.
So I could add that.
Cool. And what are you most grateful for in life? What makes you happy?
Okay. So I am truly grateful for my husband. He's a great guy after so many different experiences before. My mommy and my only sister and my mom's partner, Enrique. I mean, and my mother-in-law, like these five people are my rock, and they truly like their support means so much to me, and I think that they're the ones that make me wake up and I do everything for them. And what truly makes me happy is belly dancing. It's so fulfilling whether I'm studying with my teachers or teaching my students. It's where I really think that I find my purpose as a teacher, but also it's not just like, oh, let me teach you technique. I really try to maybe not saying it precisely like girls love each other. It's more about creating an atmosphere where everybody is supportive of each other. And when my students tell me, it's just, I can't dance, instead of saying, well, I don't know, maybe it's your anatomy. It's like, no, it takes time, dedication, and discipline. So as long as you put all that, yes, it's possible to move the body like we're supposed to in belly dance. And that started with myself because as a Latina, you always um I mean there's a lot of criticism in the Latin communities. I don't know about the Middle Eastern community where you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too this, you're too that.
It's every culture, I think.
Yes,
Mm.
I know, probably, yeah. And like being a woman, it's part of it, right? So it's like I grew up as a teenager, like I'm to this, I'm to that. So it wasn't until belly dance where it's like, oh, I can actually not only like my body, but I can use my big hips. That no, I'm not fat. I'm just juicy, and it's perfect for
Voluptuous.
belly dance. So it's like it taught me to love myself way more than I would say going to therapy, like working on self-esteem. Like no, this is like practical um, a practical way of loving yourself because you're able to move, and it's such a privilege to be able to move and to eventually perform. It's amazing.
I saw how happy you were. I mean, I could see how
Mhm.
you love what you do. I
Yeah.
love dancing too. I always loved dancing. Unfortunately, I didn't pursue it professionally, but when I was younger, I did many years ballet, modern dance, salsa. Like I did different kinds of dance. I
Mhm.
didn't do long-term belly dancing, but I can immediately start dancing when I hear the music.
Yeah.
And I'd love to show some of your
Good.
videos here in the episode to show what you do, be it your classes, your performances.
Mhm.
First up, we have an internationally recognized fusion belly dancer with over 20 years of experience. She's the visionary founder of Raksira Belly Dance Festival and Tracy Rhaj Dance Academy. Please join us in giving a warm welcome to our first performer, my roommate, Tracy Rhaj.
One more question here.
Mhm.
This is the motto of the gym I go to. I like YMCA. Right now, that's the gym I go to, and they have a slogan that says, "Be well, do good, lead change." How would you do this and lead others?
Mhm. Okay, so I also come from a family of teachers.
Mm-hmm.
My mom used to be a Hawaiian and Tahitian teacher. And when I was like 5 years old, she would take me to her classes. And my dad was also a teacher, not full time, but as a woodcarver, he would sometimes hold classes and workshops. My grandmother was a crafts teacher, so I come and well, not only that, my aunt, she was um, a junior high teacher, and I married a teacher. So it's like teachers, 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 right? So it's like in my blood and my lineage. Now, when I started dancing, it was just because I loved it and I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. But it was like life leading me to be a teacher and therefore a leader. Um, so, for example, my teacher, I remember she hurt her knee and she told me, "Hey, I'm going to start training you to be a teacher." So at that point, I was terrified because it was like, "Oh my God, now I have to take the lead." But um, basically, after her training, it was like, okay, I can't be that shy little girl in the back anymore. Now I have to take charge and lead others. So that would be like one example. Like, yes, in my dance I lead, but also in, for example, in my customer service jobs, I haven't been a supervisor because I always decline the position because it's way more responsibility. And I'm not afraid of responsibility, but for example, at my previous job, my husband and I were still in a long distance relationship,
Mm.
so we would see each other like every 3 months. And as a manager, you can't really travel that often. But basically, I was a what they call, I can't remember the word. So it's basically like right below a supervisor, like a lead, right? So I've always been not on purpose, not like I want to be a teacher and I want to be a leader. It just happens, but at the same time, it's like so natural to me to take this role of like the older sister and the mama, that I'm always naturally leading, protecting, teaching, and I love it. So it's something that comes second nature, and if I can be a good example, like for example, I never ever ever in my classes, I never talk about other dancers or other companies or this and that. Like no, like you come to my class to work on the technique and be in my group, and that's what we're doing. I never want to lead from, oh, come to my class because I'm better than so and so and so and so. I think it's better to just lead by example as opposed to don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. It's like saying, don't think of the color red, right? The brain immediately goes there. So I think it's better to focus on the positive and lead by example.
Beautiful. Very well said.
Thank you.
I like the way you put it. Okay, well, close to wrapping up, I asked all my questions here. Would you like to tell a little bit more about yourself, like how people can attend your classes, if they want to watch your performances, and about your festival? Do you want to talk a little bit more about it, all that?
Yes, I would love to. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes.
So at the moment, I'm teaching online weekly classes,
Mm-hmm.
and I teach them through my platform, Tracy Rhaj danceacademy.com, and I can spell that for you. And I've been teaching in-person workshops. Now, for the rest of the year, I kind of want to start planning the next year's festival, and something very, very exciting that I haven't really publicized it, but I'm going to be participating in Soy Jake's House of Tarot, which is a huge production that's going to be in January. So in the next few months, that's going to be my focus, like preparing for next year's festival and preparing for House of Tarot. So until next year, at some point, that's when I'm gonna start weekly in-person classes.
Hmm.
So, but in the meantime, it's just online and it's live. It's not like, oh, here's a pre-recording and
What
put
was
the
the website? People can find you?
yeah, so Tracy Rhaj danceacademy.com,
Oh.
which is Tracy
Hmm.
Rhaj Academy, sorry, danceacademy.com. So I can spell it out for you.
Hmm.
And in case anybody has any questions or anything, my social media is just like that, TracyRhaj, and Instagram, Facebook, everything.
Honestly, I'm happy to hear that because the distance was a bit of an issue for me. I'll look it up, the online classes schedule if it works for me.
Yes, yes,
That's
yes.
fine.
So
Mm.
what's cool is that it's live on Zoom. So
Mm.
I'm able to see my dancers and give feedback.
Yeah,
And whoever can be live, then they watch the recording. And the recording is available in there, and all the previous classes are available. So it's a nice system.
very nice. Okay, one last thing
Hmm.
came to my mind. It's been like my fantasy. This is a fantasy of mine. Like, how do we accomplish peace on world? Like, how can there be a revolution without
Hmm.
people killing each other, without shedding blood? And I
Yeah.
always believed it can happen with dance. It can start with dance. I remember, I keep forgetting which country it was, but somewhere in the world, there's a singing revolution. People
Mm-hmm.
get together, they sing, 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 till they make a change in the system. They come
Hmm.
together and just by singing. Of course, they must have a peaceful government too, not to attack them, but really they got a peaceful resolution. But I believe, I always imagine and dream like people all over the world dancing. And when I get the opportunity, hopefully, to travel the world, I want to do that. I want to be able to show different people dancing, but not just in classes, like people going out on the streets and start dancing. Like I kind of want to see that because dance is another thing that really brings people together
Yes.
and relaxes people. Like everybody at the weddings are happy. Everybody eats and drinks and
Exactly.
dances. Like, I mean, of course, some people get drunk and all of a sudden things happen everywhere. But overall, I think dance is a very universally uniting, gluing thing. And it
Mhm.
does spread joy and peace and love. So,
Yes, yes. I mean, psychologically, I think there would be peace in the world if everybody took care of their own anger, resentments, and daddy issues, mama issues.
mm,
Like start from within because sometimes there's people who they don't do any introspection and they don't even know they're angry at themselves. So
mm,
they project anger towards others, right? So that I would say like let's start from there, people. And then you're absolutely right. In fact, tonight we are gonna go, my husband and I are gonna go salsa dancing. And what's interesting is that he is half American, half Jamaican. He's
mm.
not Latino at all, but he's the one who's teaching me how to dance salsa. Like he's been dancing forever. And the reason I bring this up is because we have gone salsa dancing in Mexico and Costa Rica, in the US. And it's like you see people from all over the world, different backgrounds, different nationalities, and they're just dancing so happy salsa, right? Some do it better than others, some are beginners, some are professionals, but the basic steps are the same, right? And it's just so fun that sometimes you dance with other people, you don't speak their language, but you dance together and it's so fun. And I really think that we do need to fund more the arts, to fund the arts more, and to teach some type of universal dance. Wouldn't that be cool? Like kind of like English is like the universal language. It would be so cool if we would do the universal dance and you could just go anywhere in the world and do that. That would be amazing. And I never thought about that. So thank you.
Maybe you should get that started, Tracy.
Yeah, I
I'll
should.
give you the crown. Get it started. A universal dance. Maybe it's a mix of a few dances, a little Zumba, a little salsa, a little belly dancing,
Yes.
a little mix of a few different cultural dances. That could be a pretty cool idea. And it should be simple, something that everybody can do.
Exactly.
You
Yes.
know, like not everybody can do difficult moves in salsa, but I
Right.
remember when I was learning basic salsa, some of them are super simple. Like
Mhm.
anybody can do those simple
Yes.
moves.
Yes.
Oh, and when I was in the South, like where people would dance like to the right, to the left, like
Oh, yes. The
everybody would
line
get together,
dancing.
the line dancing. So people have the tendency to be able to adapt and dance
Yes.
if you know, if it's not too complicated of moves and everything. So it's gotta be kept simple.
Hmm.
A kid and an old person should be able to do it. They don't need to have necessarily have a background. Then I think what you're saying is possible because the point of that dance is just to bring people together, I think.
Exactly. And you know what? I have a workshop, which is kind of a beginner level workshop, in which I teach literally geometry in dance. Let's explore circles with the hip, with the chest, with the arms, triangles, boxes, etc. So those are relatively easy. But another thing is that I thought of because I recently listened to a podcast interview that Sonia Choa had, and she was talking about universal moves. So that is another thing. Like most dances, most feminine dances, like for example, Tahitian, belly dance, flamenco, we have the undulation, and many dances have very similar moves. Like maybe the arms are different, obviously the costume, etc. But we have a lot of universal moves. So I think a global dance could be something possible.
Maybe today is the birth idea of here, and you
Yes,
and your husband maybe get it started, and
yeah,
I'll join you guys when it begins. I
it's
think
gonna
that's
be
a
nice
good
to do
idea.
this.
Yeah, I mean, we need more things that unite people. You know, it was
Exactly.
nice last night. I watched the movie, which is like a current horror movie that came out called Weapons. Everybody's liking it. It's original kind
Oh,
of. And it's just more fun when people are together. We're all screaming, we're all laughing after screaming. Like, there's like so much fun things that people can do together when in the same environment or being in a classroom together, being in a plane, you know, sharing almost similar food for a while. And, you know, they made it classy, different classes in the planes too. But we all fear like, are we going to fall or are we going to make it to the end? Like, we share that common human condition. So, and then we keep hearing all these horrible things, the wars and terrorism and never-ending mass shootings, poor kids getting killed at schools. Like, I just hope you, me, and more people like us can be peacemakers.
yes. And for example, right now it came to mind the pandemic, that we were very miserable because we couldn't see each other.
Mm,
At that time, it was like almost 8 months that I couldn't see my husband because I was still in Mexico, and it was horrible. And what really kind of felt like united us was like the free concerts on Zoom, or things that virtually felt like we were doing community. So you would think that we had learned from that experience, but no. Sadly, a part of, I wish we could discover what part of the human brain still wants to not be at peace. It's just, it's sad. But at the same time, many years ago, um, yes, I love dancing as much as I do, but there was a point in which I was like, what's the point? Like, yes, I love it, but is it meaningful? But then an old friend, Sandra Cuevas, in Guadalajara, she's like, no, as dancers, we have a purpose. Like, we bring light
mm,
and goodness to the world. Like,
mm.
yes, we have a purpose. And then it automatically shifted, and it was like, oh my God, it's true. So now it kind of ties with all the questions that you've asked, as to why I love it so much. It has to do with that. It's regardless of the beautiful costumes and the sparkly jewelry, um, like I love how myself included, um, it's what I look forward to the most. And it it's something that besides my boring job, yes, I'm thankful, but it's boring. it's it what gives me like the most joy because we connect and there's nothing else that I've experienced. So thanks, dance. Yeah.
Yes. And this episode, I ended up hosting myself, but I do have a partner helping me. I have a few producing and filming partners, but
That's
the
so
one that's more
cool.
consistent is Armin Nasser. He's from Iran. In
Oh.
their culture too. I mean, he's born and raised here, but he's Persian.
Mm-hmm.
So just wanted to mention it. And then I had
Yes.
other friends helped. Shania does our music. Sometimes Barry does some of our episodes filming.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to collaborate. Maybe you and I at some point can collaborate, and I want to bring some dance to this project at some point. So we'll be in
That
touch.
would be cool.
We do have a slogan. We say goodness will win at the FR episode. So wanna say it together with me?
Yes, yes, yes. I That's my hope and that's what I envision and I really want to manifest that. Goodness will win.
Let's say it together. Three,
Mhm.
two, one.
Goodness
Goodness will
will win.
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 Okay. And
It's
hope for that. Let's try for that and hope for that. Have faith and patience with each other
yes.
and ourselves. Thank you so much. It was pleasure to have you. Very pleasure. I don't know, it would be weird for you to get up and do a dance, so I rather let you send your video to me. You probably prefer it
Right?
that way, right?